Hi Aries, welcome to your week. I was miles away there, can you tell? Welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note: these are for your sun, moon, and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good, or should I say you, because you are Aries, I am not. So for your key to the week, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your key to the week, you have the Strength card, right? So in all of these different areas of life, this week you are being encouraged to dig into what is truly at your heart of hearts, right? What is it that you truly want or desire at the deepest level of self? The other thing is as well, in terms of the changes that you're going to make, in terms of the challenges that might arise for you, this week you are being encouraged to find the strength that you have. Not bravery, right? There's a difference, right? Like we know that yours is pretty much the bravest sign of the zodiac. However, this week you're being encouraged to find your strength, and there is a difference between the two. All right, so for your actions and options this week, you've got the Fool card. So what's really interesting is the Fool card very often tells us to take a leap, right? It tells us to take a leap of faith, right? Jump in and trust that the universe is going to catch you. Interestingly enough, the Strength card very often has a similar message in that it asks you to find the courage to do something, even it's kind of like that if you feel the fear and do it anyway, right? So in the section of your actions and options, in terms of the things that you are doing or setting into motion, you are having or finding the courage to go in new directions. You're finding the courage to step forward in new and exciting ways, which is very, very exciting to me, because it means that you're about to tread ground that you've never tread before. In terms of the options that are available to you this week, new things, new places, new people, new energies, just about new everything. So this is very, very exciting. For your actions, communications and conversations, you've got the Seven of Wands. So this is where things potentially get a bit tricky, and it's where you will need to sort of dig deep to really figure out what is worth fighting for. All right, so the Seven of Wands is a defensive card, and it is an endurance and effort card, right? And so this week, when it comes to your career, your communications, when it comes to your academic sphere, there is something about what you're doing where you have to defend your viewpoint, right? Because it's the Seven of Wands, stand your ground, right? Hold firm to where you are. Now, because you've got this underneath the Fool card, it's very possible that this might be a challenge to your beliefs or to your work ethic that you've never faced before. There's a fresh new challenge that's coming in this week that is going to force you to, in some way, shape, or form, level up. That being said, the Strength card is basically saying you've got the strength to fight this battle, right? But it is a new battle. So you're presented this week with something that you've never had to face before, and it forces you to level up. It forces you to stand your ground, okay? Now, when it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, really, this could be that you are presented with a new subject or a new way of working. I wouldn't be surprised if your learning institution tries to implement something this week or gives you the heads up to say, oh, by the way, as of next year, we're going to be doing things like this, A, B, and C. And it will give you a moment where you almost kind of say, like, hang on a sec, you can't change it. Like, you can't flip a switch on me at the last moment, right? When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, this will be, and again, this will be something new is being implemented in your workplace, and you are going to be the one that has the courage or the guts or the grit, quite frankly, to speak up. Now, you are being encouraged here to also dig into this, right? To fight for the old way if you really feel that it works better, or to present something new, or to jump in on the new so that you can get ahead of the curve. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, you're being encouraged to look at what is obsolete in your business, right? What has outgrown? What have you outgrown? What is it that you are fighting for, especially when it comes to clients, right? Are you fighting with clients, old clients, to keep, old rates of business and all the rest of it? Like, basically, life is taking you in new directions. And this week, it's like the old version of your life and the new version of what it could be. They're coming into a bit of a clash, right? So for those of you that are business owners, this week you may have to put some very firm boundaries down around client relationships, etc. For those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, quite frankly, this is about you finding your grit, right? It's not even about learning to stand alone, because that's something that Aries does naturally and very well. But there's an element of this that sees you it's like you need to really consider where it is that you've been asking for help that you don't actually need it, and where it is that you actually do need help but you haven't been asking for it, right? There's a juxtaposition here. For your love and relations, you've got the Justice card. Okay, so look. Justice is about commitment, all right? So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, it's possible that a legal dispute could come up as a result of your partner, right? So I don't know whatever they've got going on in the background, but it is quite possible that they have either got themselves into some sort of trouble, or maybe that they are, they get a letter that has a decidedly legal slant to it. So there's a few things here that you will need to keep an eye on. And with that Strength card, it's like you'll have to really kind of stand your ground and say, hey, listen, you need to work with me here, or you need to give me the full story. And for some of you, that might actually be the case. For those of you that are single, if you are connecting with someone this week, it's likely that this person has either come out of a challenging situation, or has possibly come through something like a divorce. Maybe they are in the process of being separated. It's just, if I'm honest, I would say this person seems to be more fun and fling energy rather than something long term, just because there seems to be a lot going on for both of you. It's a very transitional point for you. For your money and materials, you've got the Death card, right? So one way this potentially shows up is your finances. They could take a dip this week, right? And because you've got that Seven of Wands in the communications and conversations, this is about you really looking at what you're doing with your money, where it's going, and what it is that you need to put a stop to if you expect to be able to, support yourself or live well, certainly on a financial level. This is a moment where you have to get really honest with yourself about where you are either wasting money or bleeding money, right? And this is a moment of pure honesty when it comes to, especially for those of you that know you've got a bad habit that's costing you more than you can afford. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Death card, especially with the Strength card, if you have a problem with your adult self, your reproductive system, right, man or a woman, if you got problems with your bits, go to a fucking doctor, all right? This is not one of those times, not with this combination, right? This is not one of those times where, I'll leave it and it will sort itself out. Like, if you have something or you think you have something, go to a doctor, especially if you feel like your energy levels are dipping, because that Seven of Wands speaks to the immune system, right? So when it comes to your physical health and vitality, go and get your sexual health checked out, all right? At best, you catch something early. At worst, Raf, you wasted my time, I'm all fine. You know what? I'd rather hear that than anything else, right? When it comes to your home and environment, it looks and feels, to be honest, like a lot of you might be making a decision that will take you away from the place that you currently live in. So this could be maybe not the change of location happening now, but certainly you detaching from the place that you're in locationally in order to kind of say, yeah, you know what, I'm done with that place. All right. I'm intrigued to see how this is going to show up. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.